After taking his medication each time, he would secretly spit it out when the guards weren't looking. Once he was sure no one was around, he quietly pulled out a bottle of antibiotics. He tied a thin string around the bottle's neck and attached the other end to his tooth. After hiding the antibiotics in his throat, he took out a lighter and extracted the flint. He concealed the flint under his fingernail, ensuring his plan wouldn't fail. He deliberately tied his wrist tight with his shoelace, braced his thumb against the edge of the table, and stomped down with all his strength. But he didn't dare make a sound because he was about to be taken to the hospital for bone marrow transplant surgery. This was his perfect chance to escape. The doctors strapped him to the operating table and administered anesthesia, but after half an hour, the medication still hadn't taken effect. What they didn't know was that the man had already swallowed the antibiotics hidden in his throat. He had also dislocated his thumb by pressing down on it. Slowly, he freed himself from the handcuffs. By the time the doctors realized what was happening, it was too late. The man kicked one of the doctors to the ground. Then, using the flint hidden under his fingernail, he ignited the oxygen tank. Taking advantage of the chaos in the operating room, he spat out the antibiotic bottle from his mouth and quickly grabbed the defibrillator. He jumped straight into the laundry chute. He slid down to the laundry room on the first floor. Police tried to run down and chase him, but the man had already put on a doctor's uniform. When the police reached the laundry room, he had already climbed back up through the laundry chute. He returned to the operating room once again, forcing a doctor to use a laser to cut off his ankle shackles, but the police quickly followed the trail of blood. At that moment, a nurse noticed something was wrong. She tried to flee and seek help. Unfortunately, the man took her hostage. The police arrived on the scene. The officer could have shot and killed the man, but he didn't, because his son was waiting for this man's bone marrow to save his life. The police officer had no choice but to lower his weapon and watch the man leave, but by then, all the exits had been sealed. The man ran straight to the oxygen storage room and deliberately threw his lighter inside. The explosion triggered a massive fire, causing the hospital's electrical system to completely collapse and throwing the entire facility into chaos. The man ultimately escaped through an underground tunnel and vanished into the city.